No, I've peaked at 1 million, but not for this cycle. But it's possible that it overshoots. So I've just used a regression line and used the trend of the log scale. And basically it says somewhere between plan B and 400,000, 400,000 is right, but it could actually hyperextend to get as high as it did from trend in 2013, which will give us 1 million. So I think it's skewed slightly higher than people expect. I don't think it gets to 1 million, but we've got institutions coming in. Who knows how this dynamic changes? So I do think it's interesting. The other thing for people to bear in mind is there's a couple of price hurdles that are coming up that people haven't thought through. The first one is Coinbase's IPO. So if you are an institution who wants to buy Bitcoin and you've got to go through all this rigmarole to try and get it signed off, and Coinbase IPO comes out and it's a $60 billion company and you can stick a few billion in, it's a good enough proxy for a while. So my guess is that's going to take out a lot of demand from institutions in the short. It's not a long-term thing, but it will absorb quite a lot of the demand. The next big thing after that is I think 100,000 is going to be an issue because a lot of people got in around 10. A lot of people will have made 10 times their money and 100,000 is a round number and people think, let me take half my chips off the table. So I think we might see a longer correction. And I'm using some seasonal analysis, suggest that we go up to 50,000 into March. That works perfectly for the Coinbase IPO. Everything calms down because institutional buyers stop piling into Bitcoin futures. They buy a bit of Coinbase first because they can justify it easily because it's just an equity. And then the next run, I think, takes us to 100,000 into June, by which case there's going to be a lot of profit taking. The point you need to think about is what happens in that 4 years? How much cash do you need? You will take some money off the table and run the rest. I think most of us will do that. I don't think most people because they now understand what this is. So I think people take some off the table at whatever high price you choose. People will scale out. Institutions will keep buying further up for the reasons we talked about before, market cap reasons, stuff like that. A lot of people will just hold a lot more than was held on the last cycle and a lot more than was held on the cycle behind that. But the potential returns each cycle go down as the market cap gets bigger and bigger because retail cannot drive. A lot of retail investors are in, the institutions coming in, and then it becomes really hard to go from a $5 trillion asset to $10 trillion to $20 trillion. So I think the returns go down over time anyway. And I think we've seen that in the cycles. We want to cash our crypto tokens in for lifestyle tokens. We're all value investors. And when the value is so out of whack that you think, I could sell some of that and buy a new house, and the value to you is so extreme that even though there's more upside there, the value, it's become so cheap in Bitcoin terms.